Hey folks, I just had to jump on here real quick. I've been reading through the arrest affidavit of Barry Morphew today, for the majority of the day really, and I'm so sickened by this guy. Plus, then I go and see him being released today from jail, and the reaction that him and his daughters had during this. He was all smiles. Mallory wasn't smiling. She looked like she was fed up with all the media attention. Macy was all smiles. It's kind of contradictory to what we heard about Macy and this pre-trial, whatever they call that thing. That hearing they just had. She was trying to talk her mom into getting a restraining order and getting a divorce, and now she's all smiles with her dad. Very ironic that Suzanne's money probably paid for Barry to get out of jail, $500,000 cash bond. But I just wanted to go through a few things that stood out to me so far. I haven't read the whole thing yet, but I just couldn't wait any longer to get on here and say something. So here's a summary of the arrest affidavit, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Suzanne is missing and presumed dead. Suzanne took steps to lead Barry. Barry took steps to control her, incapacitate her, stage a crime, and create his alibi for her disappearance. Barry put his phone in airplane mode Saturday, May 9th at 2:47 after he returned home and ran around his house at 2:44 p.m. He claimed he and Suzanne ate steaks. She washed Mallory's sheets, though Mallory, her name's redacted by the way, but we all know what it says. Mallory said the bed was made when she left. Barry said he woke up to his alarm at 4:30 a.m. May 10th, though he didn't set an alarm, at least not on his phone. When the officers, the agents, tried to confront him about this, he said, "Oh, whoa, might have been a clock phone." All right, here's some other things that stood out to me. In the statements to the FBI in 2021, and that was April 22nd, I believe is what they were talking about, Barry describes what happened to Suzanne. He starts giving all these details, which are pretty interesting. And so he says, the FBI agents say to Barry, Suzanne was not conscious Saturday evening, May 9th, or Sunday morning, May 10th. And Barry says, yeah. And Barry says, when he left, Suzanne was lightly snoring. And him saying that is very significant, because when somebody is tranquilized or knocked out or knocked unconscious, if you've ever seen that, I've seen it in sports. I've just seen people get knocked out by a baseball, things like that. They snore. There's a little snore. And it's really interesting. He also said that she was drunk, which if you're tranquilized, you're going to act drunk. So that's pretty interesting. He said he was running around the house and chasing chipmunks, which is ridiculous. But there was another time Suzanne mentioned, I think it was Suzanne, that Barry chased her around a resort one time. So that's, I mean, there's a history of that apparently. Barry also admitted taking Suzanne's phone in the past, and there was no phone activity for Suzanne after 2:30 p.m. on May 9th, after she wrote to Jeff Libler, her lover, that's what Barry did, lover, when he was talking to the FBI agents. There was like 39 messages between the two before that, and then they abruptly stopped. Barry could no longer control Suzanne, so he hunted her and, well, they said, and controlled her, but I said killed her. Barry said no evidence exists. That right there, how does he know there's no evidence? He knows there's no evidence because he got rid of it. That's how he knows there's no evidence. He wouldn't know that unless he destroyed it. All right, this is interesting too. Among the things Barry blamed for Suzanne's disappearance a mountain lion for Suzanne's death. He blamed turkeys for not the reason why he didn't eat the veggie soup with Suzanne at lunch on May 9th. I'm not sure what that means, but maybe, I think it's something about Mallory shot a turkey I had to go look for. I can't remember. He blamed the deer for the tranquilizer dart they found, because he said, apparently you tranquilize deer now. You don't shoot them anymore. Chipmunks, he blamed them for running around. I think that's 5. 1, 2, 3, that's 4. Sorry. He blamed elk for why he turned left at 4:30 a.m. on May 10th, because he wanted to go see a bull elk or something. But this placed him at the scene where Suzanne's helmet was. Those are all animals he blamed, but then he goes big and he blames God for Suzanne's death, and he insinuates, even flat out comes out and says that maybe he did this to Suzanne because of her affair. And he's got some nerve, let me tell you. So I'm just fired up, guys. I've been going through this stuff. You guys know, you've been here too. We've been doing this for a year and a half now, just about. Alright, I think I read all this other stuff. I did write down here, Barry's not very smart. He asked the agents to keep Suzanne's affair between him and them. Oh, okay. That's how it works, is, when the agents are trying to get evidence. Once they find something, they always keep it from everyone except, the husband of the victim. You're an idiot. Okay. Anyway, I got a lot more. That's just something I wanted to bring up while I made a mistake. I looked on Twitter and I saw Barry coming out of the jail with his daughters. And that got me worked up after I'd been already reading all this stuff about Barry. Yeah. Man, I don't even know what else to say right now, but I'm going to read through the rest of this affidavit. I'm going to get all my notes together. And sometime this week, I can't promise you when, but I can tell you sometime this week in the evening, I'm going to do a live and we're going to go through all this. I know a bunch of other people probably will too, but they're not going to have the same takes that I got. Not that I'm any better than them. I'm just saying I got my unique takes on this stuff. I know I've been there, seen all this stuff. I know a lot of the people they were talking to that they listed in this affidavit, I've talked to, and I know some of these things that they're talking about, even the anonymous people. I think I know who they are. But they did mention Tyson in there one time, and I think George Wimmer mentioned him, said that he thought for sure Barry was guilty after watching Tyson's video. So anyway, I'm going to go for now. But man, I'm on this case. I'm all over this because it's frustrating me. If you get a chance, go download it. I'll put the link in the description of where the affidavit is. But 129 pages is what I saw. And be ready, because Barry must think the rest of us are as dumb as him. So I'll talk to y'all later. Adios.